It's the nightcap of the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Tournament, and tonight we have our second semifinal featuring the #1 seed Darien Blue Wave, and they host the #4 seed Greenwich Cardinals from Casa Grande Field on the campus of Brien McMahon High School. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Braden Shank joined alongside me, Cooper Puff. And Cooper, we were treated to a great game in the first semifinal, Darien and Greenwich. We're going to jump right into this one. Darien, what do the Blue Wave need to do to come away with a win and advance to the FCIAC title game?
Well, the Blue Wave definitely has a high-powered offense, and I think if they get that going early and get some quick goals, and that will ride them for the rest of the game.
Now, how about on the Greenwich side? They played the regular season game last week. It was a 9-8 victory in favor of the Blue Wave in double overtime. Greenwich played the Wave tough. What do the Cardinals need to do today to come away with a win?
Well, I think for the Cardinals, they definitely have to slow down their offense possessions, give their defense some time to rest, and if they slow down the game, keep it within a couple goals, it'll be key for them to come out with a victory.
Now, any key players to watch in this one?
Well, for Darien, definitely Christian Allegro comes off of the midi line, Matthew Minikis at attack, and Joe Caesar at midi. Those are just some great players. And for Greenwich here, Quinn Warwick, their Fogo, is very good, as well as Reed Anderson, attackman for Greenwich.
And we did find out before the game, Darien's Porter Barnett going to be out in this one. How do you think that's going to affect the Blue Wave team, and what do you think they're going to need to do to adjust in with that absence?
Well, Wyatt Bowman will get the start for Porter. I think it's definitely a big loss, but if Wyatt Bowman's able to step up and take over that role, they'll be just okay.
And Bowman's just had a killer stretch over these last couple games for Darien. Has gotten his goal total up to 10 on the season, including scoring one in the regular season game against Greenwich. So you got to look out for number 14 for Darien, Wyatt Bowman, just a sophomore, but he definitely can come and hurt the Cardinals. We've got about 30 seconds or so, and I mean, Cooper, we talked about just the overall game here. What do you think we're going to expect?
Well, I think we're going to expect a great game. They played about a week ago. It was a 9-8 victory for Darien and went into double overtime. So if it's a game like that, it's going to be a great game for us today.
What did you see in that 9-8 game? I mean, what went wrong for Darien? What went right for Greenwich and vice versa?
Well, I think Greenwich defense gave some trouble to the high-powered offense for Darien, and because of that, it gave Greenwich some time on the offensive side, and they put in the goals and kept them in it.
And that was something. Darien was coming off of a cruising wins against St. Joe's and Fairfield Ludlow, as well as the close one against St. Anthony's. And Greenwich really gave them a run for their money, tied in the half. They gave up a couple goals late and then going to the double overtime. Their second double overtime game with a win. They beat Yorktown on that as well. We're now going to send you over to the PA announcer with the starting lineups in this one.
This time we have top-ranked Darien and fifth-seeded Greenwich. Earlier this afternoon, third-seeded Wilton pulled off a thrilling upset of Staples, 7-6. Wilton advances to Thursday night's championship game at 7 p.m. here at Casa Grande Field. First, the winner of this game. Let's meet the starters. First, for visiting Greenwich, #1, Charles Zola. #3, Quinn Warwick. #8 is Adam Kim. #9, Brian Collins. #16, Michael Brescia. #19, Brendan Frost. #22 is Matthew Trimmer. #24, Corey Tatel. #25, Wesley Zolan. And #45, Bryce Metalios. Greenwich is coached by Bobby Lutz. Let's meet the starters for the host, Darien Blue Wave. #2, Riley Sroop. #3, Matthew Minikis. #8, Joe Caesar. #12, David Avanchik. #14, Wyatt Bauman. #18 is Finn Bacorny. #19, Cameron Weibel. #22, Brian Martin. Number 24, Christian Allegro. Number 28, Ty Comiskey. Number 77, Jeremiah Stafford. Number 88, Jake Wilson. And number 99, Brady Picorni. Darien is coached by Jeff Braymeyer. At this time, we ask you all to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
A beautiful rendition of the anthem. And we are just about ready from Casa Grande Field on this Tuesday night. A perfect night for some lacrosse in the FCIAC semifinals. Once again, the winner has a date with the Wilton Warriors in Thursday's FCIAC Championship. Wilton, the 3 seed, upsetting the 2nd-seeded Staples Wreckers in the past game. And that was a great game that we were treated to. Darien breaks their huddle. They will be in their home white jerseys this afternoon, being the better seed in this one. Greenwich will be in their road red jerseys with the white numbering, being the 5th seed in this tournament. Correction from, I think, what we said in the open, but Greenwich is the 5th seed. They upsetted the 4th-seeded Richfield Tigers in the quarterfinal on Saturday in a great game, 10-9 over at Tiger Hollow. And it was a goal that they scored just with 18 seconds left in the game to take the lead, and a great game from the Cardinals to get them to this point today. And the Blue Wave, they took a commanding win against the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons, the 8th seed, 16-4 at Darien High School. Darien all lined up, ready to go. Greenwich will be taking their places. For Darien, the senior Cam Weibel will be in net. And for the Greenwich Cardinals, the senior captain Charlie Zola will be commanding the pipes for the Greenwich Cardinals. Should be an interesting one. Big height difference between them. Weibel 6'4", Zola 5'9". And Cooper, how do you think that's going to play into it? A smaller goalie in Zola at 5'9".
Well, for Zola, those high shots are going to be obviously a bit more difficult for him, but the low shots, he's able to get down to there quicker. And it's the opposite for Cam Weibel. High shots, easier for him to save. Low shots, harder for him to get to.
Ty Comiskey and Quinn Warwick meeting at the face-off X. About 20 minutes late on the start, but it's 7:20. And we are underway in this second semifinal. Comiskey will gain the first face-off win. And quickly past the stick of Martin. Out of play off of Collins. And the restart now for the Blue Wave. We're watching this production of the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. As McMinikis over to Allegro. Allegro over to Caesar. Christian Allegro, 25 goals on the season to his name. He's going to be a big player to watch, as you mentioned, Cooper.
Yeah, he loves to come alive in these big moments, big games.
Joe Caesar now trying to get past his defender and Brendan Frost. Down low to Finn Picorni. He gets the ball knocked out of his stick. A great job by Matthew Trimmer, the junior defenseman for the Cardinals. As the sun is starting to set behind the Brien McMahon school, here's Greenwich on their first offensive possession. Zolan. Of course, the Cardinals want to set the tempo early. James Pilk, senior captain, plays basketball for the Cardinals in the winter. Over to Flynn Millage. Keeping it moving. Pilk once again. Now over to number 3 and Quinn Warwick. Great pass down low, right back to Warwick. Stick and the shot from Millage. Right over to Pilk, down low, he stays with it. Stafford will shift over to play the defense. Using the long stick, trying to knock it out of the stick of Pilk. Pilk untouched so far. He's going to try the wraparound, retreat it out to Warwick. Warwick now going to try his luck against Caesar. Getting knocked to the ground. The ball is loose. And the ground ball picked up by Warwick. Warwick has been a star for this Cardinal team since his freshman year. He played in 2 playoff games, made an impact. Played last year as a junior, and now his senior campaign looking to end it off with some hardware. But first he has to get to that title game as well as both of these teams today.
Greenwich doing a great job right now, setting up their offense, taking their time, not rushing any bad shots or bad passes.
And that's something Greenwich knows. They need to play a perfect game, especially early on, because Darien is a team that will take advantage of. And the shot there, and that's in. 5-hole from Flynn Millage. He gets the scoring started for Greenwich. And we are 3 minutes in.
Yeah, Greenwich just set up their sweeping dodge down the right side, and he beat his man and fired it low against Cam Weibel.
The game's opening goal is scored by Greenwich's Flynn Millage.
Millage gets the Cardinals on the board, the senior captain. And a big way to start for Greenwich. The Cardinals, the 11-4 regular season. They lost to Darien in the regular season, as well as Wilton and Richfield. So the 3 teams in this semifinal, and actually Staples as well. Those are the 3, and then they lost to Mamaroneck, New York. Their 4 losses, the violation on the Blue Wave going in the favor of the Cardinals. Greenwich now back on the offense. Here's Brescia. Mikey Brescia, the freshman. Right over to Pilk. Pilk scored 3 goals against Darien in the regular season. Gets past Wilson on the pick. Wilson regains him. Behind the net now to Collins. Brian Collins, an All-FCIAC West player last season for the Cardinals. Now with the stick of Millage. Scored the game's opening goal. Being guarded by Medwar. Trying his luck now is Zola, or Zolin, my apologies. Wesley Zolan. Once again, running around with it is the Cardinals. They're going to use the time of possession to their advantage. James Pilk, that's actually 25, my apologies, Zola. And getting knocked to the ground, bouncing that one. Out of play, staying with the Cardinals thanks to Collins. Spin move from Collins on the restart, being guarded by Martin. Collins once again running around with it. Over to Zolin. High pass completed, getting shoved to the ground by Ivanchuk. No call, Metalius. Who will lose it to Martin. And at the net, Weibel will use the crease to his advantage. Now Ivanchuk over to the stick of Thurlow. Patrick Thurlow going to put it in transition. Darien looking for their first offensive opportunity. Pick from Thurlow, over to Allegro. Christian Allegro now. Now, Cooper, do you think the pace of this game has really been set with the slower pace, or it's the slower possessions? Do you think Darien's going to start doing that?
Well, I think Darien, they are playing from behind right now, but there's a lot of game left, so I think they're just going to try to play their game and be successful with that.
And a shot there just wide off the stick of Joe Caesar. Caesar has 29 goals on the season. He was looking for the even 30. But the restart from Picorni. Over to Minikis. Matthew Minikis being guarded by Adam Kim, the sophomore for Greenwich. Matthew Minikis, the Loyola, Maryland-bound senior for Darien. Over to Allegro. Christian Allegro being given quite some room from George Amavalakis. The shot from Allegro rifles it off the stick of Zola. First save from Zola on the afternoon, and the first save from either goalie in this game. Darien, though, staying with it. Here's Minikis, dumping it off. The shot from Caesar. A great job by Zolan to put his body on the line. And that one is turned over to Picorni. He's going to shoot and score! Greenwich with the error, and Brady Picorni capitalizing. Heads up play by the Darien sophomore, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, what Darien does so well is their attackmen ride so hard that, you know, they always get the next opportunity if they can, and Brady Picorni slipped into the passing lane and intercepted it right in front.
You mentioned the ride. Picorni was playing tight, and he picks up the bad pass. Just was looking for Zola, just overshoots him, and finds the stick of Brady Picorni. Now Ty Comiskey and Quinn Warwick back at the face-off X. And that one in the open space. Stafford going to use the long stick to pick it up. Darien's second face-off win early in this one. Weibel. Over to Riley Strube, newly entered into the game, off to Salisbury in the fall. We'll be playing lacrosse next year. Strube slowing it down. Minikis. Scarlotta now guarding him. Over to Allegro. Allegro to Picorni, right back inside to Minikis. He shoots, stopped by Zola. And a big save from the senior. And that was something, Cooper, we saw a lot of in that 9-8 game, was Darien's going to pepper Zola with the shots, and it's a matter of can he make the saves or not.
Yeah, well, Minikis had a great look right in front of the goal, but Zola came up with a huge save.
And the flag will be thrown on that one, the tripping call, and the play will be dead as number 25, Wes Zolan, gets knocked to the ground. You take another look at it. Potential slash there from Joe Caesar right into the line of sight of the officials. And the Cardinals will go on the man up.
Yeah, I think Joe Caesar just got his leg out in front of him and tripped him a bit. So, and especially right in front of the ref, you're not going to get away with that.
So Greenwich will get their first shot at the man up. We saw in the first semifinal how important the man ups were in the Wilton Staples game. Really propelled the Warriors to the win in that one as the restart from Collins. Collins, the first line attack for Greenwich. Just a junior, so he'll be coming back next year for Coach Lutz. That one now open to the open space. The bad pass, and Medward's going to make an attempt at it to no avail, as it will be the junior Jake Wilson that comes away with it. Millich trying to get back on him, but he transitions it over to Minikis. Minikis taking himself, shooting and scoring top shelf. Man down, Matthew Minikis with the goal.
Yeah, Darien's just a great transition team. You know, Jake Wilson got the ball and found Minikis cutting down the middle, and he was able to bury that one.
Matthew Minikis with the goal. That is his 37th goal on the season. And Cooper, what's most impressive about that is you look at Matthew Minikis, 37 goals and then 37 assists. So he's just as much willing to pass the ball as he is to shoot it.
Yeah, he's not afraid to go to the goal himself or find an open teammate.
It's definitely a selfless player right there, but someone who can score in the big situations is now Comiskey and Warwick. Knocked over, as it will be Scarlotta that comes away with it. Here's Brian Collins, the junior, passing it over to his teammate and Mike Brescia. Now back over to Pilk. Brian Collins once again with the possession right now for Greenwich. Keeping it moving. Greenwich has definitely shown they're going to tire out the Blue Wave and use the longer possessions.
And if no one noticed, Darien did get an offsides penalty, so it's even for right now.
It's a good call there, Cooper. The flag has been thrown at the 50-yard line. But Greenwich now going to use that to their advantage. Here's number 9, Brian Collins. He's going to try to bounce that one just behind the net, out of play, and the whistle will enforce the penalty. I mentioned an offsides on the Blue Wave. So Greenwich will get their second shot at a man up, and the first one wasn't that successful for Greenwich, Cooper.
No, it was not. You know, they only got that shot really at the end right there. So, you know, Darien did a great job closing the gap on them and not allowing any open shots.
That's the thing, is they got the shot, but then Darien used it in their momentum and turned it to a goal from Matthew Minikis. But Alec Medwar in the penalty box. So Greenwich will go back on the man up. Here's Warwick. Now over to number 16 in Brescia. Like Brescia now. Back over to Warwick. Warwick and all FCIAC Fogo last season for the Cardinals. And that one is turned over. Easy work from Martin, but a great job by Flynn Millich to come in and gain possession. Millich will be off to Villanova in the fall, not for sports, but still a good college there for him to continue his academic career. Warwick. Now Millich, trying to get past Thurlow. Thurlow also joining him at Villanova in the fall. A great job by Thurlow to push him away. Here's Warwick now. Warwick now. Guarded by McCann. Wide open. The shot there off of the post. Rebound grab by Thurlow. A great look from Brian Collins, but to no avail. And now Thurlow's going to use the speed. Across the 50 with it over to Minikis. And both teams back to even strength with the Darien offsides penalty wearing off. Minikis. Right back over to Finn Picorni. Here's Minikis now being given some room from Kim. Over to Allegro, now to Brady Picorni. Right back to Allegro. And that one over the stick of Caesar, but he'll stay with it. Joe Caesar now. Long stick of Frost guarding him. Down low, cutting, and stopped by Zola. The rebound still in the open space. And that is a goal. Kicked into the net. And Darien will take advantage of it.
Well, yeah, Brady Picorni missed the first pass, but I think it bounced off of him, then bounced off Zola back into him, and it was a goal.
Looks like it was number 25 for Greenwich and Wes Zolan who had the own goal. You can see he tried to knock it away. And Picorni might have gotten a stick on it, actually. So Brady Picorni's going to get credit for the goal right there. Just beats Zola there, and a miscommunication on the Cardinals' part. Face-off taken by Jake Wilson. And knocked to the ground is Bowman, but a great job and great recovery from Strube. Riley Strube now. Forced to retreat, the long stick of Frost. Going to try to pick that one up, and now here's Greenwich. Trimmer. Slash from Comiskey to no work. Now over to Collins. Brian Collins passing it right on over to Zolan. Now over to the stick of Pilk. Under a minute left in the opening quarter. 3-1 our score in favor of the Blue Wave. James Pilk in the end zone running around with it. Being given some room from Caesar. And Caesar's going to knock it loose and gain possession of it. Dumping it right back over to Ivanchik. 20 seconds left. Throwing this one downfield complete to McCann. Colin McCann, the senior, he's going to take it into the open space. Passing that one off to Bowman. He's going to shoot, stopped by number 19, Frost, into the open space. Still on the ground. The ground ball will be fielded by McCann right back over to Minikis. And now shoots that one just past Allegro. Great job by Caesar to stay on it. He's got 3 to shoot. Takes the contact. Winds up, bounces that one just high and over the net. Taking us to the end of the first quarter. Darien with the 3-1 lead over the Greenwich Cardinals. Cooper, what did you see in the opening quarter?
Well, Darien came out, I think both teams came out a little bit nervous, you know, dropping a couple passes. But, you know, Greenwich had a great start. They came in with the first goal, but Darien didn't let that affect them, and they came back, scored 3 unanswered. But I think Greenwich is doing a great job on both sides. You know, it's only 3-1, 2-goal deficit. So I think both teams, if they continue to play the way they are, we're going to be in here for a great game.
We are indeed. We're now going to take a look at the bracket in this year's tournament. That first semifinal, Wilton and Staples. The Wilton Warriors took down one by a final score of 7-6. So Wilton advances to Thursday's championship at Brien McMahon. Of course, you're watching Darien and Greenwich, and you see all the first-round games. And it's been a great tournament so far, and it definitely will be a great one through the finish Thursday at Brien McMahon. We're going to take a short break. 3-1 your score in favor of Darien. You're watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. We'll be right back.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Twelve minutes back up on the scoreboard, about to get underway in this second quarter. If you're just joining us, you missed an exciting first quarter. Greenwich scored the first goal with Flynn Millage, and then Darien 3 of the 3 last goals. Brady Picorni, Matthew Minikis, and then Picorni again. That face-off taken by Quinn Warwick. The teams will flip sides on the field. Greenwich now moving from right to left on your screen in their road red jerseys with the white numbering. Darien and their home whites moving from left to right and the blue numbering. Braden Shank and Cooper Puff with you. So glad you could be with us and spending your Tuesday night on the DAF Media Network or Local Live, as we are bringing you this live coverage from Casa Grande Field on the campus of Brien McMahon. Mike Brescia now being guarded by Thurlow. Brescia over to number 25, Wes Zolan. Pilk right back to Zolan. Zolan trying to get past his defender. Medwar not giving him anything. Milich going to try to take it to the cage, being triple teamed there. Some support from Darien, and great defense they've played all season. Only allowed 120 goals in their 17 games they've played. Their 16 games they finished so far this year. That shot just wide off the stick of Flynn Milich. Milich, an all FCIAC honorable mention last season, takes that shot. And thanks to Collins, will stay with the Cardinals. The corner with it is Sardone. Sam Sardone, the senior, number 15, newly into the game. A senior for the Cardinals on the smaller side, being guarded by Thurlow. Over to Pilk. James Pilk now trying to get past Stafford. And that one he loses, pickpocketed by Jeremiah Stafford. Throws that one just past the long stick of Martin. And the silly error by the Blue Wave will go in favor of the Cardinals. Restart from Milich. He'll take it now at X. Guarding him is Mac McGarren. That shot just sent wide off the stick of number 5, Pilk. He's shaking his head on that one, thought he might have had a look. But the restart staying with the Cardinals in Brescia. Over to Pilk, right back over to Metalios. Bryce Metalios, the senior captain for the Cardinals. He's going to shoot that one, bounce and score. Bryce Metalios, the MIT lacrosse commit, scores for the Cardinals, and it's now a 1-goal game.
Yeah, Metalios just had an open look, a nice hard step down bouncer, and I think it actually hit off of Weibel and it just trickled in.
3-2, our scorer, Bryce Matalios with the goal, the senior captain for Greenwich. And scored versus Darien in the regular season, had 56 goals last year as a junior. Picks up a big one right there. As now it's Comiskey and Warwick back in the face-off circle. Comiskey comes away with it. He's taking it all the way to the cage. He's going to dump it off to Picorni. He's going to go low and score. We've seen it work all season, and once again to perfection. Brady Picorni picks up his hat trick off a beautiful assist from Ty Comiskey.
Yeah, and it was just a clean win off the face-off for Comiskey, and he drove down, drew the slide, and found Picorni.
Darien now extending their lead 4-2. Just a great sequence there. Comiskey, one of the best Fogos in the FCIAC, off to Lafayette to play lacrosse next year, and then dumping it off to Brady Picorni, who finishes it. As now once again at the face-off X, Comiskey loses that one to John Scarlotta. Brendan forced to retreat it there. Number 19 getting knocked to the ground, and Brendan Frost, an ice hockey player for Greenwich in the winter. Can't think of a better ice hockey name than Frost. But Scarlotta now bringing it into the attacking box. On the far side with it is Sardone. That's actually 16, Brescia. Greenwich now trying to bring it out. McCann playing the tight D. Over to Pilk. James Pilk dumps that one off to Zolan. Makes a nice spin move, another one. Now behind the net to number 9 and Collins. High pass staying with Brescia. Brescia. Right back over to Pilk. Pilk dumping it to Milic. He's going to shoot, stopped by Weibel. Cam's first save in this one. But he's now going to get it over the offense. Soaring that one past Wilson. He's going to pick it up with the long stick and now take it into the offense. And a timeout will be called by head coach Jeff Braymeyer. Saw his guy was struggling on it, takes the timeout. And 4-2 our score. Cooper, what do you think is being said in the Darien huddle right now?
Well, I think Braymeyer is definitely going over, just like telling the team that they're doing a great job out there. They just got to kind of stop the sloppiness of play. You know, the quick turnovers are not helping them, but their offense looks great so far. Transition game looks great, and I think that's the key to success.
So 4-2 our score in favor of the Blue Wave. We're going to take a short break and be right back on the DAF Media Network. Teams trot back out on the field. 8:13 left in this second quarter. After the Darien timeout, they're first in the first half. And the whistle blowing it back in. Christian Allegro on the restart. Frost will be the first to greet him. Now over to his teammate Caesar. Volakis getting picked from Picorni. Now one on the ground. Long stick of Kim, can't grab it. Still on the ground, and now Brady Picorni comes with it. A nice spin move from Brady. Behind the net, Menikis being met with Trimmer. Back over to Caesar. Joe Caesar coming to the near wing. Coming to the near side, rather. Menikis right back to Caesar. Finds Finn Picorni. Finn gonna dump it off to Menikis. Little stumble, but stays with it. Now over to Allegro. That one he's lost. Gets past Bowman. Once again, Minikis grabs it in front of the net. And Zola unable to come away with it. That shot sent wide. Zola thought he had it for a second. And the closest will be staying with Darien. Bowman.
Saw a bit of sloppiness there from the Darien offense, but luckily the passes hit off their chest and they were able to just pick up the ground ball.
And the end zone with it. Caesar over to Minikis. Passing that one in front of the net. And shot stopped by Zola. And a crease violation call, turning it over.
Yeah, Brady Picorni just stepped in the crease coming up front.
Trick play there from the Blue Wave. A couple shots were thrown off, but Zola makes the save on it. The crease violation calling it off, however. Now we see Pilk at the 30-yard line, just outside the box with it. We get over to the stick of Milic. Slowing down once again, Quinn Warwick. Second-year varsity player. Had a goal against Darien in the regular season, Matt, meeting between these teams. Warwick passing it behind the net to Collins. Right back to Warwick. Now over to the stick of Pilk. Pick attempt from Warwick. Italios keeping it moving. Bobby Lutz trying to formation the offense here. Brescia thought about it, but he's going to retreat it. Right back over to Warwick. Here's number 6, Flynn Milic. Leg rope, not giving him anything. Right back over to Pilk. Quinn Warwick going to try his luck against Joe Caesar. Over to Pilk. James Pilk now going to try to make a move to the cage, shooting it just wide. And staying with the Cardinals. Actually, no, they're going to give it to Darien. A flag thrown on it.
I believe they're going to call Jeremiah Stafford with the cross check.
Late flag from that far official. Of course, the 4 officials officiating this game tonight. The FCIAC semifinals. Greenwich will now get the man up. 5:13 left before the half. And the net with it is number 9, Brian Collins. Had to find that one. But now Metalios is going to rifle the shot. That one just off the post. A great shot from Metalios. Scored the last goal from Greenwich. You take another look at it. Was looking to go to that right side of Weibel. It was actually stopped by Cam.
And Darien has just done a phenomenal job. Greenwich has been 0 for 3 on man-ups.
That's something that definitely kills any team. And you look at the 0 for 3, and then you throw on top of that that Darien scored a goal man down. So it's really just been not working for Greenwich this afternoon. And they still have another half to try to pick it up. And they're only down by 2 goals, so it's still anyone's game. The shot there off of the, looks like the mask of Thurlow. Definitely is a wake-up call. Here's Milic, trying to body his way to the net, shoots it, and just on the side of the cage, and Weibel's now going to rifle it out to the midfield. Intercepted by Collins. And Metalios missing the opportunity just wide.
Yeah, Metalios had a great open one-on-one against the goalkeeper, but Cam came up big with his stick and was able to deflect it.
Cam Weibel, his 3rd save of the night, and a big one right there. The score remains 4-2. Here's Minikis now. Matthew Minikis over to Finn Picorni. Picorni, the Harvard-bound senior for Darien. Micro over to Caesar. Minikis taking it to the cage, shooting and scoring top shelf. Matthew Minikis, his second goal in this game. And Darien makes it a 3-goal game.
Wave goal, Matthew Minikis.
Minikis just took the inside. And when that happens, he gets a pretty much one-on-one with the keeper. And then with a player like Minikis, it's always going to go in.
Matthew Minikis, an all-FCIAC first-teamer last season, scored 3 goals against Greenwich in the regular season. That is his second tonight. And Cooper, you look at the Darien stat sheet, only 2 players have scored for them. Matthew Minikis has 2 goals and Brady Picorni the other 3. So if you're Greenwich, you know who the goal scorers are. You just need to now stop them.
Yeah, I think Greenwich, it's only a 3-goal deficit for them, but I think they're doing an overall great job against the high-powered offense, only letting in 5 goals with about 3 minutes left in the second. So both sides have done a great job.
This is a Darien team that scored 134 goals in the first half. That's exactly half of their goals in the first half. And that's the trend you see with Darien, as each quarter progresses, they score less and less goals on the season total. Scored 67 goals or 65 coming into today, goals in the second quarter. Over to number 3 in Minikis. Allegro. Shot, and that one is in. Matthew Minikis, his hat trick. And the bench is now going to get down and celebrate on that one. Minikis with the big goal.
Well, Darien just did a great job there. Christian Allegro being 6'4", he definitely draws the extra guy, and Minikis was up high, so when Christian went to dodge to the right side, it drew his man, and Minikis got a quick shot off, and he was able to finish it.
A great goal from Darien. 6-2 our score. This one kicked out, and it will be Darien once again coming away with the face-off. I believe the 8th time, and that one is in. Darien once again, the quick goal. And now they're just taking it to the Cardinals. You take another look at it. Down low to Picorni, who was just right under the net, sitting there waiting for the pass, and Brady finishes.
Yeah, Brady just caught his man ball watching, and he was able to slip right behind him and finish right in front.
Brady Picorni with the goal. That is goal number 4 for him on the night. And Cooper, what do you think Greenwich needs to do to slow this Darien offense down? Because they've really just come out firing in the last minute or so.
Well, I think Darien does a great job on both sides, but I think Greenwich, they got to communicate more. There's not much of a third slide coming after the first guy goes, so I think if they communicate that and are able to communicate their overall defense, they'll do great.
7-2 our score in favor of the Blue Wave. I'm going to give a shout out to our DAF Media production crew doing a great job bringing you all the sights and sounds on this one. Connor Sini, Cole Murphy, Colin Moody, Cooper Kelly, Adam Nelson, our DAF Media advisor, Damian, Andrew. We thank all of them for coming out. To Brien McMahon, Braden Shank, and Cooper Puff with you, and our amazing DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, overseeing this entire operation. The Greenwich timeout with 2:10 left before the half. Darien has scored 4 goals unanswered. It was a 3-2 game after Metalios scored for Greenwich. And ever since then, it's been all the Blue Wave. Brady Picorni, 2 from Minikis, and then another one from Brady Picorni. And that's the thing, is you look at the totals, 4 goals from Brady Picorni and 3 from Matthew Minikis. That's a total of 7 for Darien as a team. Face-off, though, from Warwick and Comiskey. So far, just been dominated by the Blue Wave. 8-2, the score at the face-off X. And that one picked up by Comiskey, his 9th face-off win. And now over to Bowman. Here's Finn Picorni. Christian Allegro now going to try his luck over to Wyatt Bowman. Now Picorni. Great Darien student section on hand tonight. from McMahon's Casa Grande Field. Minikis down low to Picorni. He's going to go up and score. No goal. They're going to call him on the crease violation. It would have been an amazing goal, but it does not count. Minikis, you see Picorni leaping right over his defender in Scarletta, but unable to get the call, so no goal. That would have been spectacular, Cooper.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate. At the college level, you are allowed to dive around the crease as long as you're not flying yourself into the goalie. So Brady definitely disappointed with that one.
And Brady definitely is no stranger to making the top 10 plays, if you will. And, you know, you remember the goals he had against Brunswick last year going behind the back, or the acrobatic plays he's made this season. And he's just a sophomore, so he's still got 2 more years for head coach Brainmeyer and Darien. And who knows what Brady's doing next. Pass over to Metalios. Now finding the stick of Brescia. And another error there from Greenwich. And it will come away with the stick of David Ivanchik. Ivanchik being guarded around by Pilk. Now Allegro is going to find the open space, taking it to the midfield. Milic is going to try to catch up to him, and the whistle is going to be blown. Timeout taken by head coach Jeff Brainmeyer and Darien. 7-2 our score. We're going to take a short break on the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation, tonight in conjunction with Local Live. We'll be right back.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We're back at Casa Grande Fields. 20.8 left before the half breaks. Darien starting with the possession. Caesar over to Finn Picorni. Picorni now into the box with it, over to Minikis. Fling it over to Finn Picorni. Shot just high off the stick of Bowman. Brady Picorni, nice spin move. He's going to go low. Actually, just go wide with it, rather. And that is going to take us to the end of the first half. And
we're going to put 1 second back on the clock.
They're going to put 1 second on it, so not quite the half. As the clock a little late to start. They're just going to run it down from 20.
We're going to put 2 seconds on the clock.
So the clock's not running. They're just looking to get it restarted at 2. So 2 seconds on the clock. And the refs are going to blow it back and play. Darien, not really much they can do as they throw that one over the top. And now the clock will hit zeros, taking us to the halftime huddle. Cooper, what did you see in the first half?
Well, you know, Greenwich came out. They played their game. But towards the end of the second quarter, about 3 minutes remaining, Darien stopped making mistakes. They got their offense going, and it rode them through the rest of the game.
I'm going to take a look at some of the highlights in this one. First, starting with the goal here from Picorni. You can see he picks it up and just goes high to score. That was Darien's first goal on it. And then the second one here from Matthew Minikis makes a nice move and just rifles that one high on Charlie Zola. We're going to take a look at the rest of our goals here. See Allegro dumping that one off to Minikis, who just jumps up and makes the goal, makes it look easy. And then the cutting down low by Picorni. And we're going to take a look now at the 2 Greenwich goals. First one from Flynn Milic and the second one from Bryce Metalios. and that is where we stand at 7-2 at the halftime huddle. You are watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live, and we're going to take a short break and be right back in 9 minutes with the second half between Darien and Greenwich in the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Semifinals.
The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared to respond whenever you need it.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner, and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
This is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather Homestead, because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared to respond whenever you need it.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner, and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
This is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather Homestead, because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England. All made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
This is David Genovese, founder of Corbin Cares. Corbin Cares Phase 2, in partnership with the Darien Foundation, was launched to support the people who support Darien. Corbin Cares partnered with the Darien Foundation to thank essential workers, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, town employees, and postal workers who stepped up during the pandemic. Family meals for 4 were provided by 4 Forks, Bodega, Michael Joseph's, 1020 Post, and Parlor Pizza and Wine. Post 53 was treated to a tacos and waffles night with Bodega and the Waffle Cabin. Thanks to countless donors, 910 family dinners for 4 and 110 posties were served. And the Corbin Cares office was flooded with notes, emails, and letters of gratitude. Thanks to the essential workers and generous donors, you are all that make this community great.
We are DAF Media, Darien's hometown source for sports, arts, and entertainment, established in 2017. We are Community, a volunteer-based organization that gives nearly 50 Darien High School students hands-on experience in video production. We are Cutting Edge, a STEM initiative. Students use cameras, computers, sound equipment, and innovative software. We are Live, streaming 120 events per year on our YouTube channel. We are On the Stage. We are At the Big Games. We are On the Field. We are In the Gym. We are On the Move, live streaming not only in Darien, but throughout southwestern Connecticut and the tri-state area. We are making a difference. We are DAF Media. This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We're back here at Casa Grande Field, taking a look now at the Darien student section that made the trip out to Casa Grande Field. You can see a couple of the Darien girls lacrosse players. They will have a big match tomorrow as they will take on the New Canaan Rams in the 2022 FCIAC Girls Lacrosse Championship. That game can be seen on DAF Media, Local Live, as well as NCTV. And you can also see DAF Media, we'll call him a legend there, Bo Hancock, off to Washington and Lee in the fall in the student section. But a lot of faithfuls making the trip out for Darien. 7-2 our score, and on the other side, just as big of a section out in the readout for the Greenwich Cardinals. Trip a little bit further from them compared to Darien High School, but still showing out tonight. And the great crowd we have on hand from Jack Casa Grande Field on the campus of Brien McMahon. We've been treated to a full night of boys lacrosse between Darien, Greenwich, and then the first game, Staples and Wilton, in which the Warriors prevailed 7-6 over the Wreckers. And they will be advancing to play the winner of this game in Thursday's championship. And you are watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. 7-2 our score at the half. And a good first half. Quick scoring summary. Flynn Milich and Bryce Metalios, the 2 goal scorers for the Greenwich Cardinals, and for the Darien Blue Wave, 4 goals for Brady Picorni and 3 for Matthew Minikis. They're the only 2 goal scorers for Darien, but it's enough for 7. And then the face-offs has just been dominated by the Blue Wave. They have won 9 of the 11 face-offs, and saves tied 3 apiece. So the goaltending pretty even. I want to give a shout out to our production crew, though, before we start this half, doing a great job bringing you the sights and sounds in this one for both games tonight. So working the long 4-hour shift, but doing a great job. Connor Sini, Cole Murphy, Colin Moody, Cooper Kelly, Adam Nelson, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, the great Damian Andrew. Braden Shank and Cooper Puff with you. So glad you could be with us, spending your Tuesday night on the DAF Media Network or Local Live. And Cooper, what's one thing do you think Greenwich needs to do and change in this second half to get back into it?
Well, again, I think a lot of communication on that defensive side will help them out. There's not much communication going on. It allows people like Brady Picorni or Matthew Minikis to slip wide open in front of the goal.
Once again, Greenwich, the 5th seed in this tournament. They pulled off an upset against the Richfield Tigers on Saturday by a final score of 10-9 at Tiger Hollow. That's how they got to this game. And as for Darien, they had a commanding victory over the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons, 16-4. Yeah, that was Saturday at Darien High School. But Comiskey and Warwick to get us started in the second half. And punched right back out to Zolan, and we are underway.
Yeah, Warwick's done a pretty good job on the face-offs. There's been a bit of back and forth from him and Comiskey.
Zolan now. Wesley Zolan, an all-FCIAC ice hockey player for Greenwich in the winter. Over to Milich. Flynn Milich had 4 goals on Saturday in the FCIAC quarterfinals against Richfield. Scored only 1 of the 2 from Greenwich. Now Brescia. Mike Brescia, just a freshman, but really showing out for Bobby Lutz, head coach Bobby Lutz this season. Getting a ton of playing time and the future for the Greenwich Cardinals right there in Bresh, my apologies. Brescia, wow. Pilk. Over to Brescia. Being met with Stafford. James Pilk now. Long stick of the Bucknell commit, Mac McGarren. Going to switch through the pick of Brescia. Brescia now right to Metalios down low, stopped by Weibel.
Yeah, Metalios is wide open right there, but who's unable to capitalize.
It's only Cam Weibel's 4th save of the game, but he's been playing a stellar first half really, in between the pipes and looking to continue it to the second half as Thurlow now through 2. Richfield attempts to get it loose. Thurlow now. Over to Joe Caesar. Allegro passing it over to Picorni. Brady Picorni has room on his defender, Kim. Right back over to Allegro. Christian Allegro going to shoot that one, and it's in. Looks like it might have hit off a potential Greenwich Cardinal, but nonetheless, it's a Darien goal off the stick of Christian Allegro. You take another look at it. Allegro rifles that one, and it looks like it went off number 22 for Greenwich, Matthew Trimmer. So they're going to give it to Allegro, but potentially an own goal.
Yeah, Zola looked confused on that one. He thought it was wide, but it just went right by him.
Well, it did deflect off Trimmer in that one, kind of throwing him off, and that's really the second time we've seen Greenwich kind of make an error like that, costing him a goal. We saw in the first time where he just kind of was on the ground, and Picorni just kind of not kicked it in, but shoved it in almost. It was on the ground. Comiskey falling to the ground for it, and it will be the Cardinals that come away with it, the long stick of Trimmer.
Picorni going to pressure Zola here.
Zola. Picorni gets it loose. And the possession's going to go to Darien, so a great heads-up play by Brady Picorni. And that's really just a heads-up play from Brady right there to get the ball loose, get the possession right back to his team. And now Christian Allegro. Over to Brady Picorni. Picorni over to Allegro. Right back over to Minikis. Matthew Minikis shoots this one, and it will be staying with the Blue Wave. And you also look at this FCIAC tournament, and the Greenwich Cardinals, they're playing in honor of Chris Andrea, their former assistant coach who fortunately passed away last year. They do have the initials CA on all of their helmets. They're playing in Chris's honor. Something, you definitely brings the community together, and the Cardinals have put together an entire season for their assistant coach. As Zola makes the save. Now bringing it on the near side is Scarlotta. Crossing the midfield with it. And it's looking to get some more shots up here. They have not scored since the, I think the first quarter, if I remember correctly. So it's definitely been a long time since the Cardinals have gotten on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals definitely have to start picking up their offensive play here. Getting more shots on goal and just getting Cam Weibel uncomfortable.
Collins. Martin playing the defense. And the shot there just wide off of Allegro. Ground ball fielded by Metalios. And Metalios now getting it right back to the Greenwich offense. Here's Pilk. Pilk playing the games with Wilson. Number 16, Brescia. Right back over to Pilk.
Yeah, Brescia's definitely had a lot of different looks in this whole game. He had a long stick to start out, and then in the second quarter, he had a short stick D-mid. And now back to a long pole.
And that's something Greenwich is just really looking for anything they can get here. Haven't had much success on the offense. A pick there from Warwick. Just trying to get something together. Darien, it's really been all Blue Wave since the turn of the first quarter. Pilk, once again, being pushed away by Caesar. Here's Milic. Vanchek's trying to knock it loose.
Darien's doing a great job communicating. When they send that second slide, the third is able to cross over and allow Jake Wilson or any other defender to get back to the next man.
That shot just high out of play, staying with the Cardinals. Here's Collins. It will be Brian Martin the first to greet him. Pick from Milic. Staying with it. Shooting that one into some traffic, and Cam Weibel will corral it. Here's Darien Allegro. Going to take it across the midfield into the attacking box. Rolling it right on over to Minikis. Darien once again slowing it down now. Allegro. Over to Caesar. He's going to try to wrap around on Bambalakis. Bambalakis, a sophomore for Greenwich, really anchoring this defense. 5'9", and getting a lot of playing time for head coach Bobby Lutz. Darien staying on the offense. Minikis now being met with Adam Kim. Kim, a player for the Express North Club team. The shot there, stopped by Zola, and he will pounce on it. Fourth save for Charlie Zola.
Yeah, that was a great save from Zola. Finn McCorney had an outside shot, and it was very quick. But Zola was able to get low and jump right on it.
Zola made 11 saves when they played in the regular season. He's up to 4 tonight, and he was an All-FCIAC honorable mention a season ago. Here's Greenwich now, passing it over to Warwick. Nice spin move from Warwick. He's going to dodge to the cage, retreat it out behind the net. Trying to cut the shot there by Metalios, the save by Weibel. And Cam Weibel once again showing why he's the man in net.
Metalios has had a couple looks just like that, but each time he keeps throwing it right into Cameron Weibel.
Great play by McCann to keep it in bounds. Throwing it over to Wyatt Bowman now. As the sun has set, the lights have turned on. It's now 8:21 Eastern Standard Time. Of course, the championship at 7 o'clock on Thursday night back at Casa Grande Field. We hope you join us on the DAF Media Network or local live from wherever you may be. Joe Caesar's going to pick that up. And once again, it's the Wilton Warriors against the winner of this semifinal. So the number 3 seeded Wilton, they will be potentially looking to pick up their 11th all-time FCIAC title against one of these teams. Picorni shoots it, and out of play, but staying with the Blue Wave. That's going to be Milic checking out of the attack, bringing on John Scarlata, my apologies, the defenseman.
Joe Caesar caught one right in front of the crease. I think he thought he was going to get hit right away, but he had a lot of time
Minikis now going to wind up shoot that one off the post. Bounce that one all the way over to the baseball field. And you take another look at it, just the velocity he puts on that shot off the crossbar. Zola got the stick up. And sometimes the steal can be a goalie's best friend. Actually, it might be made of iron now that I think about it. The shot there, stopped by Zola. It doesn't matter on that one. Zola picking it up with his stick. And once again, going to try to spark this Greenwich offense that's really just been held at bay for the past 2 quarters.
Yeah, Zola's done a great job this quarter, stopping some big shots right in front.
Here's Greenwich now. Over to Milic. Brescia. Over to Metalios.
And again, Brescia's going to have a short stick on him. They're going to try to clog up that middle with as many long sticks as they can.
That's Colin Zeller, the freshman, newly checked in for the Cardinals. Another underclassman, one of 2 freshmen on this team. It's Zeller and there's another freshman I thought I had. Is that Brescia, the other freshman for the Cardinals? And they're both playing pretty prominently in this game for the Greenwich Cardinals. So their 7th-year head coach Bobby Lutz, definitely a good sign. Moving along to Brescia. And that's the thing, is you look at the history between these teams, and Darien has taken the last 7 meetings actually between them. The last time Greenwich won was all the way back in 2015. They won it in overtime, 12-11 over the Blue Wave.
Yeah, a bit of an errant pass there from Milic.
And Darien now going to gain possession of it. Here's Thurlow. Over to the top to Picorni. Ben Picorni. Not scored yet tonight, but his brother Brady has 4 to his name.
Greenwich needs a turnover here if they want to get back into this game. They're going to have to start scoring quickly with about a minute left in this 3rd quarter.
They're moving it around the perimeter.
Darien's just going to take their time here.
Blue Waves just looking to get something here. Joe Caesar potentially going to add another one on before the break of the quarter.
Looks like they might hold for the last shot, as there is no shot clock in high school lacrosse.
Yeah, and something Darien actually played against Brunswick with, but to your point, in these FCIAC tournaments, no shot clock. And we saw in that first game, Cooper, Staples-Wilton, how the shot clock could have helped the Staples Wreckers in the late game. But the FCIAC not yet turned to the shot clock. They might in future years, but for this tournament in 2022, something neither of these teams need to worry about. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Minikis being guarded by Kim. Nice move by Minikis, staying with it, shooting just wide of the net. That's something Cooper coming into this semifinal. We knew Greenwich was the lowest scoring team of the 4 teams in it, but a team that really has scored pretty much 8 goals or more in every game, except for the game they played against Wilton, in which they lost 9-3. The shot there, and that one is in. Bryce Metalios gives Greenwich their first goal since the first quarter, and it's now 8-3. Or since the second quarter, rather. Still breaking a long streak that Greenwich went on without a goal. That's actually a good point. Milic scored in the first quarter, then Metalios in the second quarter, but Metalios adds another one in the 3rd quarter. Thank you, Cooper, for keeping me on point on that one. And with 2 seconds left, that face-off is going to go to Greenwich, shooting that one just high. But 8-3 our score. Darien with the lead. And Cooper, Greenwich, they just scored 1 goal in that 3rd quarter, and they want to potentially fight back in this 4th quarter. What do they need to change?
Well, I think what's very important for them to get back in this game, I think they're just got to put more shots on goal. I think they're being very conservative with their shots, but I think at this point of the game, they just got to put a couple on net and make sure they have someone backing it up so they continue their offense.
So 8-3 our score. Darien with the lead. We're going to take a short break before the quarter break and be right back with the final 12 minutes between Darien and Greenwich on the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
"12 minutes back on the scoreboard, and we still have a quarter left to be played between the first-seeded Darien Blue Wave and the fifth-seeded Greenwich Cardinals. You are watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live. Braden Shank and Cooper Puff with you. So glad you could be with us and the rest of the DAF Media crew and our friends over at Local Live. Darien, the 10th face-off they won, getting it over the middle of Strube. Talked about it, just Greenwich has not been able to get the offense going. They've scored 1 goal in each of the first 3 quarters. So if the streak continues, they would only score 4 as a team. Getting that one over to Charlie Zola. And this is a Greenwich team that this was the first time since 2017 that they reached the FCIAC semifinals, getting that one over to Wes Zolan. So an accomplishment for Greenwich, winning their first playoff game actually since 2017. They've been a quarterfinal or first round exit in each of the last 3 seasons. Of course, they met in one of those years in 2017. Darien took an easy one against Greenwich, 17-6 over at Darien High School in the quarterfinals rather of the FCIAC tournament in 2017. Actually, yeah. Here's the Cardinals now. Shot there by Warwick off the post.
I think that was a good break for Darien there. I don't think Weibel was expecting that shot.
And wrapping around, shooting that one wide, bouncing it off the stick of number 9, Brian Collins. Collins had 3 goals in the Richfield win on Saturday, and all FCIAC West player last season. Here's Quinn Warwick, trying to get past Strube.
Greenwich is definitely doing a better job to start off this 4th quarter. They're firing more shots, although they're not being on net right now. If they continue to do so, a couple of them will fall.
Shot there, stopped by Weibel. Rebound picked up by Ivanchik. And he's just going to hand it off to Medwar. Save number 7 for Weibel in the ball game. Picorni now. Brady Picorni going to take it in the box on Pilk. Double teamed with Tatel, newly entered into the game, the senior defender for the Cardinals. Tatel, the 2nd-year long stick midi. Here's Minikis. Back to Brady Picorni.
Greenwich might have gotten away with one there. It looked like Minikis was hitting the head.
And the shot there, just wide. Zola's going to come out and corral it.
Yeah, unfortunate for Darien. Picorni's shot was ricocheted off Wyatt Bowman's foot, and it went into the crease, and Wyatt Bowman followed in.
So the crease violation is definitely something that's come back to bite Darien, but in a game like this, not really in a major part. Definitely something Darien might want to clean up going into a potential championship on Thursday. Down low, and that one is in. The number 9, Brian Collins, scores for the Cardinals, his first of the night, and his 4th goal in this FCIAC tournament. 8-4. They cut the lead in half. Collins, just a junior, playing on the attack.
I definitely think Darien here has to get some sort of momentum back. You know, Greenwich has scored 2 unanswered, and I think Darien definitely needs a goal. But if Greenwich continues to ride that momentum, it could be dangerous for Darien.
That's a good point. It's something that Greenwich hasn't been able to get the momentum going for him, and a violation on Warwick.
And that's definitely the opposite of what Greenwich wanted to do there.
They were looking to ride that momentum. Here's Bowman behind the net, the sophomore playing in the place of Porter Barnett, who was out tonight. Caesar over to Allegro. Joe Caesar being pressured by Zolan. Down low to Picorni. Greenwich has scored the last two goals in this game. Allegro. Over to Minikis. Back to Caesar. And Darien, the team that only lost 2 games all season, as Minikis rifles that shot off of Zola and out of play. But Darien, a team that's only lost 2 games this season. They lost to New Canaan in a heartbreaker, then they lost to the Brunswick Bruins. So they definitely have taken on the hardest competition they could, and thus resulted in them being the #1 ranked team in Connecticut and the #5th team and 6th team in the nation, according to Inside Lacrosse and the USA Lacrosse magazine.
For Darien, I think it's very important if someone else besides Allegro, Picorni, or Minikis scores, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them...
Picorni stopped by Zola, gets his own rebound, shoots, stopped by Zola again. Now Finn Picorni, no goal. They're going to call it a crease violation, but 2 big saves from Charlie Zola. And Picorni was looking to send one to the back of the cage and unable to do so.
Yeah, Charlie Zola has just done a great job this second half in goal, making huge saves for Greenwich, keeping them alive.
And this was something, Cooper, we saw in the first time they met. I think it was 8-5, I want to say, Darien in the first game, almost similar to this. And then Greenwich went on a 3-0 scoring run in the 4th quarter in the regular season to tie it up late in the 4th quarter and send it to overtime, where the Blue Wave and Matthew Minikis prevailed in double overtime. And actually, think about it, the Tuesday night games have really killed the Blue Wave, Cooper. You know, they took the trip to Yorktown, played the doubleheader against the Huskers, won 9-8 in overtime. Then they went to Greenwich and took on the Cardinals and lost. They actually won that one 9-8 in double overtime. So they have a history on the Tuesday night games, and they're looking to rewrite that tonight. Wrapping around, shooting that one just wide off of the stick. Rebound grabbed. Well, Breshford takes the shot, and the rebound grabbed by Collins. Here's Pilk. Going to try the wraparound. McGarren guarding him. He's going to shoot. Rifled. Once again, grabbed by Collins behind the net. Gets over to Mike Brescia. Brescia had 2 goals, and the team played Norwalk earlier this season. Started the season on a high note with that. But now Greenwich really needs to go. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. Wrapping around on it. Going to get the look, shoot, and score. Brian Collins with the goal, and Greenwich scores their 3rd in a row. You take another look at it. Brian Collins wraps it around and sends it top shelf on Cam Weibel. 8-5 our score.
Yeah, Brian Collins did a great job with a nice little question mark there. But this face-off right here is definitely a big one. for both sides.
Now some life in this one. The face-off between Comiskey and Warwick. Whistle is blown. Possession. And a player is down on that. That's something you don't want to see, especially in your Fogo, Quinn Warwick. I think someone definitely might be a foul on it. But Warwick is going to be attained to, and we're going to take a short break on the DAF Media Network and be right back. And the Greenwich player has got off the field on his own will, so he'll be attained to once again. But the possession will go to the Greenwich Cardinals. Now only trailing by 3 on Darien. Once again, almost the same story that we saw in the regular season meeting, 8-5. But this time, Darien's looking to potentially flip that and avoid the overtime game. Here's Milich. Behind the net, over to Pilk. That's actually Brescia, number 16. Brescia trying to body his way through. He's going to retreat it. Winding up shooting. Stopped by Weibel. And the ball is still loose on the ground. The ground ball knocked out of bounds. No staying in. And they're going to give it to Darien. And the pass almost intercepted by Milich.
Yeah, Cam just came up huge right there.
Greenwich now playing with some life in them. And they're going to push them out of bounds, and possession.
I think they're going to say that Darien called the timeout before Darien lost the possession.
Beautifully placed timeout by head coach Jeff Braymeyer, and Darien, right as the player got shoved out of bounds, they give him the timeout. 8-5 our score. Once again, their regular season meeting, Greenwich won it 9-8 in double overtime, and they scored 2, if not 3 goals. My bad, Darien won it 9-8 in double overtime, but still, Greenwich scored 2 or 3 goals late in the fourth quarter, and they are potentially looking to do the same here. We're going to take a short break and be right back on the DAF Media Network.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We're back at Brien McMahon High School. 4:39 left to play. Darien with the 3-goal lead. And that one rifled out of bounds off the stick of Brian Martin. He's going to hang his head in. So that's something for Greenwich to get excited about. They're now going to need to look to flip the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, I think Darien has become a bit jumpy. They've given up a couple of goals, and they've become a little bit sloppy getting the ball back over to the offensive possession.
And lacrosse is a game of runs, and Darien has not scored. in this fourth quarter. It's been all Greenwich so far. They have scored the last 3 goals in this game. Metalios, Collins, and then Collins again. It was once an 8-3 game, now an 8-5 game. Here's Milic. Over to Collins. Now over to Pilk. Greenwich still has some time to spare, but not much. Once again, the winner meeting the Wilton Warriors in Thursday's championship at Brien McMahon, wrapping that one around. Sending it just high here, the pass. Here's Brescia getting pushed by Thurlow. Darien's just got to play the D here. Collins. Gonna try the wraparound. Makes a nice spin move. Gets pushed to the ground, and the ball is loose into the open space, and it's gonna be Ivanchik that comes away with it. David Ivanchik gonna now take it into the offense, passing it over to Minikis. And now Darien is gonna slow it down. 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in regulation. 8-5 in favor of the Blue Wave.
Yeah, David Ivanchik just came up huge for Darien. Slid on, help double team, picked up the GB, and brought it down to Minikis.
And that's something we saw in the St. Anthony's games a couple weeks ago, is Ivanchik getting the nice, ball control, then turning it over to the offense.
Darien lost possession there, but was able to pick it back up.
Finn Pokorny bringing it back to the 45-yard line.
They're going to have to keep it into the box in about 30 seconds.
That's something that really could go against Darien, and they're going to try to take advantage of it, run the clock out. Once again, no shot clock today, so Darien does not need to work with that. Nice move from Pokorny to get past Pilk. Pokorny now behind the net with it, running around, and guarded by the long stick of Frost. And then Frost, the first-line defenseman for Greenwich. Now Allegro still running around with it. They're going to now contain him to the box. And the whistle blown, timeout taken by head coach Jeff Braymeyer. And Darien, you take another look at the wraparound opportunity by Collins, and then just shoved to the ground by Ivanchik, and gets the ball. 8-5, our score in favor of the Blue Wave. Under 2 minutes left to play. The winner playing Wilton on Thursday in the FCIAC Championship for 2022. For Greenwich, it would be potentially their 6th all-time trip to an FCIAC title, and for Darien, it would be potentially trip number 23 for Darien, and just the storied program they have had. 18-4 in championship games, so they potentially will be looking to pick up a 9th one. We're going to take a short break and be right back on the DAF Media Network.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We welcome you back to Casa Grande Field. A minute 53 left to play. Darien with the 3-goal lead, and they will start with possession contained to the box. In a fourth quarter that has been all Greenwich. The goalie Zola has now come out of his post. He's going to play the extra defender. Minikis has a wide open look. He's not going to take it, passing it over to Finn Pokorny.
Yeah, this is the mismatch that Darien definitely wants to get, as they're starting to send 2 or 3 people at a time.
Minikis. Flag has been thrown on Greenwich. So once again, the aggressive risk and reward situation will come back to bite Greenwich. But there's cost you got to be willing to take at this point.
Yeah, that's a huge penalty for Darien, as they won't be able to double the ball now. And for Greenwich, that's definitely not one you want to get.
Allegro's going to bring it around, shoot, and bouncing it. Grabbed by Zola. And that's going to bring the penalty enforced, or the flag enforced, rather. A 1-minute penalty on number 19, Brendan Frost. And that's really a killer to Greenwich right there, the fact that they potentially need to mount the comeback with 1 minute and a man down for most of it.
1:08 remaining, and I believe they're going to get a 1-minute slash, so they won't be even until 8 seconds left.
The long stick of Tatel back on the field. Corey Tatel, the senior. Right now, Greenwich has their back up against the wall. In their FCIAC season, they will be back for the state tournament. Currently the 8th ranked team in Class L, so potentially will be meeting Darien in the quarterfinals at Darien High School. But that is a quarterfinal. Minikis wrapping around on it. He's going to get the ball stripped from him. And Zola's unable to corral it, and now he will, coming out of his crease. Whistle blown, timeout taken by head coach Bobby Lutz and the Cardinals. 44 seconds left. Cooper, what do you think the Cardinals could do here in 45 seconds?
Well, they're going to have to be very quick with their shots. They only got 40 seconds left, so they're going to have to score at least 3 within that time period, at least get a couple in. They're going to have to score at least, I don't even know, just got a lot of time.
Yeah, sure thing you see from Greenwich, the fact that they need to go the length of the field just to score 1, and then they got to beat Ty Comiskey at the faceoff X, beat him again, keep scoring, and it's an uphill climb for Greenwich, but it's definitely possible. But it's something they need to get started with almost right away with 44.7 seconds left in this FCIAC semifinal. Our amazing DAF Media production crew doing all the hard work here tonight, bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. Taking the trip to Brien McMahon, Connor Sini, Cole Murphy, Colin Moody, Cooper Kelly, Adam Nelson up top, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrew, all Darien High School student volunteers, bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. And we thank them for taking the trip to Brien McMahon for both of these semifinals. Braden Shank and Cooper Puff with you. So glad you could be with us. And once again, the championship Thursday back here at Brien McMahon at 7 o'clock. DAF Media and Local Live will have the coverage of that game as the Wilton Warriors will take on the winner of this semifinal. Looking around, I could have swore I saw a couple Wilton faithful staying around to see who they would be playing in an FCIAC championship. But it should be a good one nonetheless. Head coach Steve Pearsall's Warriors have definitely put together a good end of the season and would look to cap it off with the ultimate goal of an FCIAC title. Play backed in, play blown back in. He pushed around here. Here is Milic on the near side, and he is being pushed out of bounds. A great job by Minikis, and that is the dagger for Greenwich right there. As now Minikis will get the possession with 30 seconds left to play, and it's now almost near impossible for Greenwich.
Yeah, that should wrap it up here as Darien's just going to hold out the rest of the game.
And that's something that Greenwich hung around for some time in this game, mounted the late comeback. Darien does not score in the fourth quarter, or at least unless something happens here, but it doesn't matter.
Score, Darien 8, Greenwich 5.
And
The Blue Wave advanced to Thursday night's FCIAC
the teams are starting to
7 p.m.
wrap it up, and the clock has hit the zeros. Darien will come over to their goalie, Cam Weibel, making 8 big saves for them, and the Blue Wave will advance to the FCIAC championship on Thursday to meet the Wilton Warriors. This will be trip number 23 for the Blue Wave, and one of the many they've had in the recent years. And as for Greenwich, their FCIAC season is done, but they will now shift their attention to the FCIAC tournament, where they will be the 8th seed. Your final score, Darien 8, Greenwich 5. Cooper, what were your final takeaways in this one?
Well, I think Darien definitely played 3 strong quarters of lacrosse. A bit of a shaky one in the fourth, but they were able to close it out at the end. Greenwich had a late surge, but it was not enough.
And now for Darien, they have a tough team in Wilton coming up. They went to Fujitani Field, took down the Warriors 9-7. How do you think they're going to approach that game against Wilton?
Well, I definitely think it's going to be a long practice tomorrow, but I think they're going to be able to play their game as they did today, and if they do that, they're all set.
And how about on the flip side, Greenwich? How do they put this loss behind them and now focus towards the state tournament?
Well, I think for the state tournament for them, they just got to go to practice the next day, work hard, forget about this game and act like it's almost a new season for them starting states.
It's going to be interesting to see what head coach Bobby Lutz can do with his team heading into the state tournament. But I'm going to give one final shout out to our DAF Media production crew, doing a great job bringing you the sights and sounds in this one. Connor Sini, Cole Murphy, Colin Moody, Cooper Kelly, Adam Nelson, and our DAF Media advisor, Damian Andrews. So once again, Darien wins this by the final score of 8-5 and will advance to Thursday to take on the Wilton Warriors in the 2022 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. So for our entire production crew, our advisor, Damian Andrew, I want to give a big thank you to the staff here at Brien McMahon High School for their hospitality, the athletic director, John Cross, as well as a big thank you to our friends over at Local Live for letting us stream, and the FCIAC for letting us stream this game. So for all of them, Cooper Puff joining me on the call, saying so long from Casa Grande Field on a good night of lacrosse. I've been Braden Shank, and we thank you for watching the DAF Media Network in conjunction with Local Live, and we'll see you next time. Good night.